I want to talk. This is so disgusting. I'm eating dumpster dive food. But I'm also drinking dumpster dive beer. You got 10 out of a 12 pack. If it comes from my mouth, he can eat it. Anyway, I've had a variety of experiences this last week. A surprising variety of experiences, especially on Friday. Now, out of my control was the rain on Wednesday and Thursday this last week. Today being Sunday the 24th. My dad's birthday being in a few days, which I think I should probably remember. But those are the days that I get to go and mow at the widow's. The rain happened, thunderstorms happened. Definitely not mowing in a thunderstorm. Learned that one at the golf course. Scarf, do you want your cigar? Let me get you your cigar. It's 3. It's a little early for you. Oh, let me think. I'm going to get you your cigar. Uh-oh. Well, guess we'll have to go with this. The knife that does everything. The knife that needs sharpening. Here we come. Oh, you're so good. Do it again. Oh, good boy. Who's a good dog? You are a good dog. Oh. I'm not going to turn on the flash, and I'm not going to turn on the light. And I'm going to try to figure out how to get this scheduled. That's not too bad. Highly recommend this channel.
Computer whiz kid, talented software developer, shrewd businessman.
Anyway, I know. Pictures of all the people you wanted to see. Like, no, let us look at Scarf. I don't think I can. Well, he's right there. Can I do it from here? No. Hey, Scarf, can I see you? Scarf. Can we see you from there? Huh. Try it from here. Maybe this will work better. Or maybe it won't. That's gonna fall. You're worth it, Scarf. I'm just gonna hold you here and use my little stand. Because I got something to say. Just told you about Wednesday and Thursday. I feel really bad. As in bad enough to give $40 back to Widow Harriet and $25 back to Widow Miss Scott. Yeah, I know, I feel terrible about it. But I couldn't go. There's no way I was going to mow on Friday. And there's a reason for that. But the reason that I couldn't go on Friday is the reason I couldn't go on Saturday. Now, Saturday, there was no excuse. Not gonna talk? Alright, cool. So the reason I couldn't go on Saturday was because I was excruciatingly upset by what happened on Friday. Oh, flying axe blade. What happened on Friday? So I've been trying to get management's attention and showing up late so we could talk about the original contract and me working from 8 to 1. What they did was they changed it. So I got hired before the COVID announcement, and the deal was 8 to 1. And then COVID happened, and the grocery I worked for said, hey, can you start coming in at 6 because we're supposed to have a janitor here from opening on. Excuse me. Oh, that felt really good though. We just ate a stromboli, which is beef and cheese wrapped in bread like a pizza, but a pizza with 2 crusts. Anyway. And I said, sure. Because at that time, it's so funny how my boss has different memories of our interview than I do. All of his all of his memories are, I agreed to everything. That's what his memories are. Like, no. Like, a month ago, he was like, oh, but you were looking for the hours. I was like, no, I work for widows. I have to take care of them. And he's like, oh, that's not what you said. And then today, he was all like, oh, but you told me you could work any hours. And, said, no, but I just dismissed it. But because the reason I didn't go to the widows' houses on Saturday, even though the ground was dry, was because I was still traumatized by what happened to me on Friday. Which at the time, I kind of laughed off. Because circumstances in my past. So anyway, on Friday around 11 o'clock in the morning, this guy, not much older than me, I'm 50, he was maybe 60, maybe. Um, well, I was up next to the entrance, and I'm cleaning there, clean, 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 clean. Everything's got to be sanitized. He came in, punched me in my left kidney, walked around on my right side, so I had to spin around. And I may have also just waited for him to come around because I've played that game on so many people. You touch you on your left side and walk around on your right. That I may not have spun around at all. And then, so there, and this was a real punch with a fist, not making it any bigger than it was, but it was about as hard as what you would spank someone. Like if you're gonna spank a child, like obviously you're not gonna lay into them with a whip. Hopefully you're not. Um, and well, if you're not gonna eat the cigar, come on, smoke it. Smoke the cigar. All right. Here, I'm tired of holding this thing. Pretty good holding my part. Anyway, but it was about that hard. And I'm not a child, and I've been hit before many times. It always seems like it's a sucker punch. I don't know why. Maybe it's just I'm unprepared, which is ridiculous. Because, no, you don't know because you haven't seen Flying Axe Blade. You've only ever seen Buried Axe Blade. But anyway, I happen to know something about some things. And I'm never unprepared if I'm challenged. But this was no challenge. This was just straight up punch to my left kidney. And then he goes around. So I'm the janitor. I got like the little yellow cart that you push around with the mop on it. Like I'm that kind of janitor. I got a whole bunch of spray bottles and I got a checklist and stuff. And he gets around in front of me and screeches at me, "How come you're not wearing a mask?" Except it was more like, "How come you're not wearing a mask?" Which was like demonic. Or diabolic. But I think demonic, not diabolic. Those are two different words. And so I just laughed out loud. Like, ha ha ha. Sort of like, the masks will make you sick. They're bad for you. I figured I should explain why I was laughing, because that's what you do when you're faced with someone that just punched you for no reason, except for that you weren't wearing a mask. Like, it's not Costco, but I wasn't about to say that. And so then he yells at, "I just had the COVID test." Now this is what this is how I responded. I was like, "Well, so what? I just had a colonoscopy." Okay, I did not just have a colonoscopy. I was scheduled for a colonoscopy, and they called me before the colonoscopy and possible surgery and said, "How are you going to pay this $10,000 bill?" And I said, "Well, I sure ain't. So you better take me off your list of patients." because I make $700 a month. It's like I don't even know how many years of payments that is for someone to violate me. And so now we're going to go back 2 days to Tuesday when I got the phone call. So on Tuesday, I got the phone call. They said, "How are you going to pay for this colonoscopy?" And I said, "How much is it going to cost?" They're like, $9,600. And I said, "Well, I'm not going to pay for that. I'll just, I'll just die in my own blood and in my colon." Um, which was pretty distressing because for the last week and a day, for the last 8 days, um, I had been bleeding profusely every time I went to the toilet. The first time it happened, goodness gracious, I thought my entire insides had blown up. I, I had no idea what it was. Um, but it hadn't gotten any better. And if it didn't have my name on it, I would show you this report. So, maybe I can. I don't know. We'll find out. You're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. So to this sonogram. This sonogram. So poorly visualized, grossly normal. Anyway, those are not good words. But all my values are awesome. Well, I can't show you that because that's got a whole bunch of handwriting on it. Oh, so what it says, I can do this though. You can see that. I'm totally healthy. Except for the doctor says I have an ulcer. And that my hemorrhoids are not to blame for the bleeding. Except he's wrong. So I got misdiagnosed, and the girl that took the sonogram screwed it up so bad that they couldn't get information out of it except for that everything was normal. And but they admit in there it was $4,000 to walk into ER. It was $1,000 for that sonogram, and then these blood tests that they did on me were like about $600 in essence. And 5,000, yeah, about $600. And that was pretty stressful, okay? I can tell you that. So then on Friday I get to work, and this is 3 days later: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, I was pretty stressed out because it rained and thunderstormed, and I couldn't go take care of the lawns I promised to take care of, but I can't. But I can only do it on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I'm very dependent upon the weather things. But on Tuesday, so I got the phone call. Mom and I were sitting there talking about it after the phone call, and we prayed. I quit bleeding instantly. You may not believe that. I can tell you it's true. And, well, I quit bleeding from any ulcer that was inside me, put it that way. I still had spots from the hemorrhoids, which the doctor said didn't exist, but I know they exist. I don't know, like, I'm not stupid. I'm the one that wipes my butt. I think I got a clue what a hemorrhoid is. After 20 years, I might know. And, oh, you got a cigar again. What you doing with that, huh? What you doing with your little cigar? You gonna smoke that up? Oh, yes, you is. Sorry, I don't have a flash for him. Oh, I don't know what you can see. Oh, I have to tip it. Alright, that's cool. And today was like the first day that I made it through work without having to BM, which is pretty impressive for the last month. Oh, no. He goes for the bone and not for the cigar. How bizarre is that? Oh, that's pretty interesting. Yes, it is. Alright. The crux of the story. This dude hit me in the kidney on Friday. Really upset me. But not 10 minutes later, some other old man, this one not wearing a mask, and also not that much older than me, I put him at maybe 65. I'm cleaning the shelves at the meat, where we keep the meat, and sanitizing the shelves where we keep it. I'm cleaning them as well. I'm using the super powerful acid detergent. And he starts giving me grief, razzing me. I'm like, dude. And then he's, well, so I said, I think it's a hoax. I don't think it's real at all. Because he's not wearing a mask, and I figure that's okay to say. And then, then he's all kind of wild-eyed, and he's all, I don't know what dope you're smoking, rah, rah, rah. And so I walked away from him, because I was not about to be provoked twice in 10 minutes. I'm like, hey, I'm a pacifist, but come on, dude. Like, I can only take so much. And so he wanders off to go, because he's just talking to everybody. But he wanders off, talks to the guy that does the bread, the vendor. And then he comes back to the meat area. And I've gone on past the beef to the chicken. And so I walked up to him and I was like, "Hey, I want to reassure you, I'm not smoking pot. I'm not smoking dope." Like, dude, that is not going on at 11 o'clock in the morning here, or 11:15, whatever time it was. That's pretty close to it though. And so he chuckled and laughed at me. But then, this is where it gets weird. So both those encounters were pretty much isolated and no one else saw them. They're on a security camera, hooray. Um, but then like 12 people in 15 minutes, 15 people in 12 minutes, something like that. It was like a dozen people came up and asked me how I was doing. This is also that's already been a theme. Just to let you know, it's been a theme at work. I'm assuming it comes from television to ask people how they're doing. Um, but it was right after that. No one ever talks to me. I'm a janitor. No one talks to the janitor. It's just this is the way it is. Occasionally, a person would be like, "Do you know where this is?" But no one ever just directly comes up and asks me personal questions. And it was really bizarre. And I really felt like I was being contact traced. Gang stalked. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. But I really felt like that. And then after that, so that this is like 11:30 when that's all well and done with. 11:30. Supposed to be off at noon, and suddenly I was needed here, I was needed there, I was needed everywhere until 1 o'clock for an hour and a half. Normally, I'm done. I'm like, I've done everything and I'm looking for things to do. I don't hide. I don't, like, oh, there's 15 minutes left in my shift. I better hide in the toilet. I don't do that. I work. Um, but I work at chores that I know that are going to take a certain amount of time because I don't want to leave something undone. And I also, having been a manager and knowing that the grocery I work for, has an issue with people working longer than their shift, I normally get off like 15 minutes early. No big deal. But this time, no, no. It was an hour after my shift was over. So I'm like, I think I'm supposed to ask permission. Which I obviously didn't. I just kept doing the things that needed to be done. Um, but there was a lot of things that needed to be done. It was really bizarre. Not a little bizarre, but really bizarre. Alright, phew. I said all that. I know, you're like, why am I listening to you rant about your work situation? I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I gotta get it off my chest. And Scarf only knows how to listen. So I went in today and asked if, because the manager found out about it. I told everybody that I'd just been punched in the kidney. I mean, like, anybody that was wearing a blue shirt at my work, I told them I'd just been punched in the kidney by a customer. And Keep your eyes open, like look for a wild, crazy man walking around the store. In a face mask, like everybody else. but I, but I was concerned because I mean, like he walked in the door and punched me. Like that was it was that fast. He walked into the store and punched me. And a whole bunch of us don't wear masks. We don't care. A whole bunch of us are like somewhat aware that masks are dangerous. Some of the people that wear the mask, I'm like, hey, you're wearing this mask, and it's dangerous for you because you're breathing your own junk. You're breathing your own CO2. And they're like, yeah, we know. I'm like, why do you do it? Really, because customers want us to. And I was just like, I would not give in to that. Welcome to America. And yeah, my eyes were open, that's for sure. And but on Saturday, it really hit me, like hit me hard. I slept. I was totally up at 6 o'clock, 5:30, to feed Scarf and to get morning business done, and up till 10, and then it was like a ton of bricks on my head. Um, like I wasn't. I had. I don't know if you see all those juice. I was drinking juice, not beer, juice, and so I fell asleep. I wasn't supposed to fall asleep, but I did. And then I got a knock on my door at like 1:30, and but my dreams were like about red pens and editing and stuff. Oh, there was like a whole bunch of like how you say it, like you're getting a school paper back that you did crappy on, but I felt that I had been a pacifist. I felt that I had done things in a Christian manner, and it was like these dreams were just evil dreams. And I couldn't face the public. I just couldn't do it. There was no way that I was gonna go out in 80, whatever, 6 degrees, whatever it was, and go mowing at the time. Like the real feel was like 90 something. Today was 88. Isn't that crazy? 88 degrees. 2 days ago, it was 50. Totally, like, these are 30 and 40 degree temperature changes are not legitimate temperature changes. It's supposed to be 86 tomorrow and then 78. That's that's a 10-degree difference. Oh, it's an 8-degree difference, but it's still that's a huge difference. And temperature, it's going to be really awkward. But so I'm going to give the widows money back from last week, which I'm fine with. But and then my work sent me a flyer about stress management. I was like, wait a second. Why are you sending me a flyer about getting affordable stress management care when that just happened to me? Do these things happen? Are they planned? I don't know. I don't know. I can't imagine that anything would ever be planned against your health. Oh, yes, I can. It's called the pandemic, which I also want to talk about because I'm a chatty Cathy right now. It's tough for a guy named Sue. If you don't know that song, look it up. Max Egan, which is the YouTube channel The Crow House, nailed it today. 56 minutes of nailing it. It was great. Granted, he's coming from an Australian, New Zealand point of view, but he was on target. Pew pew. Scarf is liking the cigar. And I agree with him. We've been resisting. It's time for the rebels to set up rebellion shops and be prepared to house revolters and people who are revolting. You do it. Straight up do it. Revolt. Don't just don't be resistance fighters. Be revolutionaries. Because this is a good time for that. Because this is crazy. When I told my boss about I would like to go back, because I got in trouble for being late, but I've been pushing that pretty hard. Like, I didn't show up for work for one day. Just didn't call in, didn't show up. And then I came in the next day. And then the day after that, I came in at 8. And the day after that, I came in at 7. So he finally had to deal with my tardiness. I don't feel tardy. Um, they're lucky they got me today. I didn't know I was gonna fall asleep. Good thing I had 3 alarms set. I slept through 2 of them. But he's all like, really needs you to be here at 6. I was like, dude, man, that's really tough. And he's all like, what? But then another person wanted to talk to him, so we let that be for the moment. And I waited for the other person to leave. I went and mopped the bathrooms. No, you don't know, but that's what I did. And then I came back because I knew that would be enough time for him to resolve any issues with another employee. And came back and I said, hey, I really want to go back to the original contract of 8 to 1. And he says, yeah, but we can't. I said, yeah, but when you changed me to 6 in the morning, that was because the governor was declaring a 28-day emergency. It's been well over 28 days. And he's like, well, you said that you'd be willing to work anything. And I was like, well, yeah, I am. But I'm telling you now, I really want to go back to the contract. And he did not like that word contract. I was really surprised. I think all of a sudden he realized that I was speaking in legal terms. And he's all, well, I got this other guy coming in, and this is not going to end. Like, the grocery I work for is dedicated now to having people there. Well, the janitors, that is. Well, nobody else's schedule changed. but but the janitor's schedule changed. And I'm like, yeah, but I was hired before COVID. And I have a dog. But he doesn't understand that part. I'm like, I want to get home to my dog. And but so hopefully this guy that's returning to work, who is some star janitor, um, and is full time, will let me just work Saturdays and Sundays, and he'll just work the regular week, and I won't have to worry about it because I don't need all that money. I don't even like the amount of money that I have right now. It makes me, I don't know, it's sitting around. I have nothing to spend money on. I don't care. I'm like, yay, I pay my rent. you know? I'm like, bomb, there you go. And I provide all kinds of food for people, for lots of people, not just myself, and not just my family, but other people as well, other old and old men. Don't tell my work that. But it's pretty strange because I think I got the ulcer from the stress at work. I've never bled like that in my life. Not ever. I've had plenty of spots, but not ever dumping blood. And yay! But I think it was from the stress, and then to have the further stress put on me. Yeah, I told a couple of guys at work, and they're like, "Well, I would have been in jail." That was all like, I laughed. I'm like, I'm pretty tough. I know I look like a little flabby fart, but I'm pretty tough like that. I've taken some massive hits. And one of the younger, those are the older guys. One of the younger guys, bam, oh wow, duck, 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 oh yeah, boom. I would have taken him down. And I'm like, he's a youth. I think he's 19. And he's probably 130 pounds soaking wet, maybe 120. Really, I don't think you understand, man. Old men are tough. We got a lot of fat protecting us. But I did not say that to him. But I did chuckle out loud when he was like, "Oh yeah, I would have taken him out raw." I was like, I'm not exactly sure you could. I know you were an Air Force ROTC. The Air Force ROTC is not known for their martial prowess and physical combat. They rely on big, giant machines. But I remember being young and dumb and full of vinegar. Well, I hope that was entertaining. if not informative. But I really do want to leave you with the warning that the contact tracers may not be physically mild. This guy was into it. I mean, he was totally into smacking me hard. It wasn't a smack, it was a punch. There was definite knuckles involved, and there was definite vitriol being spewed at me. Um, and those are the people that are getting these jobs, that are getting hired. These are pissed off people. These are really, really scared people. They're so scared they're willing to fight. They are no longer in flight mode. And I really think that all y'all that listen to me are fighters. I know that like half of you are bikers. Uh, but, or truckers. But these are the people that are gonna come to your door and be dicks. And I think the sooner we all, I hate this word wake up. I want to use some other word. They're like, as soon as we all slide out of bed, thunk, and realize we're on the wrong side of the bed. Be in a bad mood. I mean, be kind to your neighbors, etc. But the government is now on the wrong side of the bed, and they're pulling us out of bed, and you're waking up on the wrong side of the bed. Be flat out rude to the government. Just be rude. Don't pay your taxes. Don't obey the people. If a cop ever stops you, tell him immediately you want to talk to the supervisor or her supervisor, and don't let it go. It'd be like, no, you have no authority over me. Just tell them that. I know it's a weird thing. I've done it numerous times, and I can tell you it has poor results. But if we do it now, then they'll know that we are. Okay, there's a difference between being an American and a Christian. Okay? Okay? Look at a flock of seagulls. Okay? As a Christian, be really kind. As an American, be firm. Just be firm. Don't bow down. You know, when you read the Bible and you read Fox's Book of Martyrs, every single one of these people resisted until they were getting stoned, until they were getting fed to lions. They were keeping their secrets. They were meeting in secret. You know what I'm saying here? We need to follow 1st and 2nd century Christian practices, not Catholic practices. I don't mean Catholic Church. I mean universal church. Catholic, that Catholic thing, not Roman Catholic. We definitely don't want to be following Roman Catholic rules. That's silly. I will tell someone what I did. No, you tell everyone what you did. And you meet together and you say, hey, wow, now is the time. I highly encourage people to continue to go to church since you can now. But I would have told you needed to go to church when you couldn't go to church. Sorry, I'm punching my bed. You have to resist. And you do. You have to resist. And those of you who can rebel, support the revolution, but you gotta keep it on the down low. That's I can street preach right now. I could go out and start reading First John, and you can't stop me. I mean, aside from physical violence. But the thing is the original Christians, people came to them. I know this as a fact because it's happened to me, and said, "What's different about you?" It wasn't because they were like outlandishly parading up and down the street telling the Romans they had too many gods. That was not what was going on. These people were servants, they were Jannies, they were servants to powerful people, and the powerful people really liked them because they were good and faithful servants. But they wouldn't put up with stupid stuff. You'd be like, rescuing babies out of dumpsters. I mean, granted, with Planned Parenthood, we can't rescue the baby anymore because it's just parts. But we sure could do something about it in secret. So, don't think that being an overt Christian is your best bet right now. Because if it wasn't for the elect, these days would not be cut short. And you're in these days right now. That's a fact.